Welcome back to my channel. I'm here in my brother's van, this Vauxhall Vivaro, with my brother, as you can see. Oh. And he's asked me to put 240 volts in his van so he can run a microwave, a battery charger, and whatever else bits and pieces you want to run, a light. So I did actually do a video of a sort of a step-by-step guide of how I was installing this, but the video messed up, my software messed up, and the actual install itself also messed up, so we weren't doing very good. So what I decided to do was to get it all in. We had to get some extra bits and pieces to get it all to work, but we've got it all in working. I thought I'd do a quick video just running through how we've installed it and my normal stuff, really, just going through how it's done and what equipment we've used. So we'll get into it. So this is what we've put in his van. It's actually more or less the same as what I put in my Sprinter camper van that you've seen in my previous videos, just a stripped down version of it. So you'll see the 120 amp hour SuperVac battery. You see the 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter that we've installed in my van. You see these dodgy crap fuses, which we'll talk through in a second, and you'll see the Dual-Right split charge relay. Now, what we've done is taken a supply from the main starter battery, and it comes, where does it come? It comes down into the top of the split charge relay, and then it goes out of the split charge relay, and then through this 100 amp fuse, and then it connects onto the positive side of this leisure battery. So we'll have a look through the other side in a bit, the starter battery side. That's also, that line is also fused that end, so we'll go through that in a second. The Dual-Right split charge relay has a negative connection, which we've just tapped off this negative side of this inverter, and the negative side to the battery we've just tapped off this bolt here on the body of the van, as you can see. We've also stuck this 12 volt or just a voltmeter display, just so Kieran can keep an eye on his battery, check the health of it. This actually flashes when it gets down to about 11.9. 12.5 is about 90% charge, so that's sitting okay. And that's just linked off these battery terminals, as you can see, the positive and the negative over here. So, again, as Kieran's showing, all this stuff came off either Amazon or eBay. I'll chuck a link in the description below this video to show you, sort of taking you to where all this stuff comes from if you want to put them in your own van. Now, fuse wise, there's a 100 amp fuse. This is 25mm tri-rated flex, which is just like welding cable or battery cable. We can get this off eBay or Amazon. 25mm is good for about 125 amps. It's 140 amp split charge relay, so I'll fuse them 100 amps just to protect the cable, the batteries and the relay. And then the output side, so it comes into the battery here, that's what's charging the battery through the alternator of the van. And the output side is this 16mm here, which actually came with the inverter. That goes through this 50 amp fuse, because that's what this is rated for, 50 amp input. And then it just taps onto the end, onto these main terminals on the end here, as you can see. Now the output, focus the camera, the output is here. Now if we flick this on, there you go, as you can see, this is reading 12.4 volts and 230 volt output. Now Kieran is going to put an extension lead on here and then run his microwave and his battery charger all on this rack in here. So that's the main setup. Anything we've missed on that? No, so that's all right. I'll take you through to the van side. So here is the main van, or the van starter battery. Now what we've done here, as you can see, this 25mm tri-rated flex is just tapped off the positive side of the battery here. Hopefully it's in focus. And then it goes through this. This is another 100 amp inline fuse. Again, this came off eBay. This is just a bolted connection, if I can get it. As you can see, just a bolted inline fuse. And that comes round through here under the carpet, then it actually runs down the back of the van behind the bulkhead, and then, as I said earlier, it actually just pops out there. So put a grommet in there, ran it through, and then ran it through up here and into the top of the split charge relay, the Dual-Right split charge relay, out of the split charge relay, through another fuse, and then into the positive side of the battery. As I mentioned, the negative side has just got a link coming out down the back of the battery and then onto the body of the van over here. So that's the basic setup. Obviously the negative side of the inverter supply is just off the negative side straight onto the negative side of the inverter. So that is his setup. This microwave is a little bit big for a 1500 watt inverter, so Kieran has ordered another sort of caravan savvy or camper van savvy microwave, which is going to sit up here. He's got a gas stove and a there should be like a rack of battery chargers and what have you across there. So that is a quick run through of Kieran's setup in his builder's van. Should get you through the winter.
Yep, that will all be boxed in. It won't look as bad as what it does.
It's work in progress, but it does the job. So I thought I'd make a quick little video on this because I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there, builders, that want to make a cup of tea and a hot meal in their van in the middle of winter time when they're on a building site. So let me know what you think. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching.
See ya.